there is one undeniable truth about Singapore. If you don't work hard, you cannot live here. The beauty, efficiency and wealth are crafted by people who tirelessly dedicate their lives to building a successful society of Singapore. But after 6 years of living here, I have to ask myself, is it worth it? Is this really the life I want? Just 2 hours away is Thailand, laid back, tropical, peaceful, the complete opposite of Singapore. It seems like a better place to live happily. But is this truly paradise or just another illusion? And I decided to go to Thailand to compare life in both countries. I'll share my honest thoughts and in the end I'll decide, should I return to Singapore or make Thailand my new home? Let's go! So we went to Phuket with my family during a school break. We decided to stay in the south of the island in Rawai area, which is more local compared to, let's say, Bang Tao, the north part of Phuket, but it's still very nice, more affordable. You have a lot of villa options and the vibe is kind of less touristic and feels like more long-term expats and foreigners stay in Rawai or Chalong. Mango. What mango? You know, it's a big thing for me about mango. I even have a mango tattoo on my left arm. So in Thailand we buy it almost every day. Very cheap, though it's not the season for mangoes in Phuket right now. But still, many mangoes are pretty sweet and it's a proper mango. In Singapore we also buy mangoes. There are like street markets or sometimes we order it. I'm a big mango fan and my daughter Lisa as well. Who's the most relaxed person here in this group? Big downside in Thailand is the use of cash. Despite having so many tourists, and especially in Phuket, the whole touristic industry is giant. But still, you can pay with your credit card at some places, but a lot of places don't accept credit card, which is a bit insane in 2024. And you can use prompt pay, so QR code. But if you're a foreigner and you don't have a Thai bank account, then you don't have prompt pay. But I discovered that in DBS app, it's a bank from Singapore, you have Pay Now, yeah? So you click on Pay Now and then you can actually transfer money to prompt pay. Oh, I just realized if I'm a foreigner coming to Singapore and I don't have Pay Now, I don't have a local bank account. At some hawker centers, like these food courts, I would still need to pay by cash because they don't accept credit cards. Massage is a big thing about Thailand. So Thai massage is normally 300 to 400 Thai baht. Oil massage is like 350 to 450. And in Singapore, massage is 60 to 70 Sing dollars. So it's 5 times more expensive. But I know if you're watching me from the US or from Europe, it's like you don't have this variety of massage places. And if you wanna treat you with massage, you pay like 150 euro per hour and go there like once a month. Hello. Lisa, of course. I knew it. So we stayed in a villa instead of my condo, which I bought like a year ago, more than a year ago, in Layan Green Park. It's actually a very nice place. I recommend you to check out their website because they finished the first stage, the first phase of this condo. Now they're building the second phase and you still can buy apartments there and we will be neighbors. So we decided not to stay there because we could stay there, but there were 2 reasons why we decided to stay in the villa. One, I wanted to try house life, villa life compared to condo life, which we have in Singapore. So something different. That's the first one. The second one, my place, my apartment is just 1 bedroom and we are 5 people. So me, my wife, 2 kids and our helper. So 5 people in 1 bedroom apartment doesn't really work. Lisa spent hours in the pool in the villa that we stayed. She really enjoyed it. I mean, she can spend time in the pool in our condo in Singapore, but because you need to go there, you need to take a time to take a lift and then go there. So it kind of, you cannot just come from school and just jump into the pool. But in the villa with the private pool, you can. Our little one, she's 1 year, 1 month month old, so we were worried she could fall in the pool, but it was actually okay. So for some reason she didn't really like to be in the pool, though she likes water in general and she likes to take showers, but she didn't want to go in the pool. Yeah, the price of our villa was 3.7k Sing dollars for 26 days, so it makes it roughly $4,000 Sing dollars for 1 month, which is a decent price, I think. Of course, if you stay longer, like 3 months, you can get better deal, but for this size of the villa, I think it's pretty good. Also, I wanted to understand for myself if I prefer a condo life or like a private house or villa life. Because people told me once I live in the house, then I would never want to live again at the apartment, like in this box. But for me, not really. I didn't see so much profit of living in a private house. I mean, I enjoy the facilities that we have in the condo. I mean, the way from the door to your place to the street is much faster when you live in the house, and in Singapore we live in the high floor, so it takes time. Sometimes it's annoying to wait for a lift, but it's not like I would never stay in the apartment again. No, like if it's a nice apartment and nice condo, it's actually, for me, it's even better than the standalone house. Also because you have this community actually in the condo, and your kids have the community staying in the condo, and with the house is different. This Mazda CX-30 is a super nice car. So for the car we paid 21,000 Thai baht, which is around 600 USD. It was a price for 1 month. And at the end, we paid around 10k Thai baht for scratches. So they found like 3 scratches. One was quite large actually. So 10k Thai baht is around 285 US dollars. Interesting parts about Thailand. And my attitude towards Phuket especially, I never lock my car. So basically my keys are in and it feels like super safe here, so I don't need to lock my car, which is amazing. Safety in Phuket is quite good actually. In terms of pickpocketing or stealing or like this street type of crime, is super safe actually. So I never locked my car, we never locked our house, so it's safe. So if you not stay in this Patong area full of like drunk tourists, you'll be fine. The road safety is of course worse than in Singapore, just because the way infrastructure is built in Thailand in general, and also the way people drive. We'll do it Thai way, crossing the road. Okay, good. So of course the level of safety on the roads is lower in Phuket compared to Singapore. But once again, the basic everyday safety is good. No problem with that at all. The interesting observation that in Thailand, the safety is on you or is on your kids compared to Singapore. So in Singapore, you have the rules and regulations. For example, if you go to a water park, there will be a lot of people watching you not to get in trouble. Because water can be dangerous, especially for small kids. In Thailand, it's not the case. So basically, of course, they have staff in water parks or some playgrounds, but mainly it's on you. If you're an unskilled driver, you can get in trouble. If you don't watch your kids, they can get in trouble. So I appreciate a lot the safety in Singapore, but I think the older kids your kids get, they should be exposed to some level of danger, and they need to understand how to behave in this environment. I strongly believe that you need to experience the real life outside of Singapore. You need to travel, you need to go to different places, you need to end up to some sticky situations just to be able to manage them, because it's life, it's real life. Big difference between Thailand and Singapore. So literally this place is quite dangerous, but it's so much fun. But it's a little bit dangerous for kids. But there is no security or someone who watching the kids. And they literally need to be careful themselves, not like someone is telling them. Let's say, for example, they're going to the opposite direction with the guy. The guy is pretty fast. That thing is also like, you can fall down from like 5 meters height. But I guess it teaches kids to be independent and to be responsible for their own behavior. Like that, they almost bump to each other. Woohoo! Wow. Yeah. Interesting, yeah, interesting differences. I mean, I appreciate the safety of Singapore, but this one, they really need to learn how to be responsible for their actions. Yeah, if they, otherwise they can get injured quickly. For dry cough. Yeah. Flame, no. A little bit. So cats in the pharmacy, that's what you need to know about Thailand. The whole concept of Thailand can be seen through this. All the sabai thing and the attitude towards life. You can see it through this. The cat chilling at the pharmacy desk. They say Thailand is the land of smiles. I don't particularly agree with that. I mean, of course, Thai people are friendly, but let's say Indonesians, they smile more, they're more open, they're more friendly. I mean, don't get me wrong, Thai people are awesome and friendly, but it's not like they smile the same seconds they see you. They can smile, it's common, they can smile back at you if you smile, so you have a return smile, but it's not like every Thai person smiles like every second, no. Can you see? You need to take off your shoes. Overall, the rules in Thailand are much more flexible than in Singapore, surprisingly. And Lisa had a ride in a trunk of a car. Of course, it's impossible to imagine in Singapore, but don't get me wrong, I still made her to put on the seatbelt every time she's in the car and to have a little bit of fun for like 5 minutes ride. Sometimes it's alright, is it? Let me know in the comments. Thai streets are very colorful. I mean, it's not as much colorful as Indian streets, but still, I mean, I like the vibe. It's like happy vibe, happy colors. Though it's a bit eclectic, or it's very eclectic. Visually, to enjoy, let's say, the beautiful architecture, you have to go to Europe. Every time I come to St. Petersburg or Moscow or Paris or Italy, I love the architecture. It's like one of the most enjoyable parts of these journeys. But also, actually, going to Singapore and enjoying the buildings, the mix of old buildings and modern ones in Singapore is also very, very nice, especially some areas like city center area, the Raffles Hotel, the area next to Fullerton and Asian Civilization Museum, or Joo Chiat and East Coast. There are some areas in Singapore, they're just insanely beautiful in terms of architecture. It's called Rawai Park, and there are a lot of things to do here, honestly. It's super cool. Not many people, but probably because it's a low season. But here's a trampoline, and there you see the pool. Also there is one, like a playground for small children. So Dasha is spending time there. In Thailand, and specifically in Phuket, there are many playgrounds, and they're actually quite good. I mean, the variety of things that your kids can do, and they're suitable for small kids, like toddlers, and also for like 7-year-old, like my daughter. And of course, they are pretty affordable because it's Thailand. And the price for 4 people, 2 adults, 1 7-year-old and 1-year-old, is just 1,500 baht, which is around 50 Singapore dollars. It reminds me a bit of my childhood. Okay. Lisa, ready?
Yes, ready.
Okay, let's go. Pee pee, pee pee, pee pee.
So she's happy.
So Lisa's camp was 5 times cheaper than normal camp in Singapore, so it was around 150 Sing dollars versus 700, around 700 Sing dollars per week in a typical camp in Singapore. The camp was alright. I don't think they learned a lot of like different things at this camp, but a camp is a camp, especially for a 7-year-old one. That's my normal day in Thailand, working in a cafe like a digital nomad. Actually switching among places and lifestyles, I think it's a healthy thing to do. And for me it's easy because I don't have to be in one place. I don't need to go to the office. So I can work remotely. For my interviews, I just need to fly to different places, but I don't have to be in some particular place. And because I can change places, but for me it's easy, I can work remotely. I think my enjoyment of life is higher versus if it was the case I only can stay in one place. It doesn't matter if it's beautiful, lovely Singapore, or it's friendly Phuket or somewhere else. If it's only one place, after a while, I'll be feeling not so great. And you know that I have this side hustle YouTube mastery program that I have students, and we help them, me and my tutors, we help them to actually start and run and monetize YouTube channel. So I'll be doing the free 3-day workshop where I explain everything about like the YouTube game, how the algorithm works, how you can gain a lot of views, how you can start a channel from scratch, what equipment you need, how to find a niche and the ways of monetization, how to make money through your channel. So I'll put the link in the description below. It's a free event. Sign up if you also want to enjoy more free life in terms of the location. Today working here in this nice cafe.
So basically my friend has all these places on the map, on the Google Maps, like the best places for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and he shared with me, so I explore every day, explore a new place. Or if I like the place, I can stick for a few days there.
Phuket is not really walkable place, so you will not see any strollers on the streets with babies. I mean, north of Phuket is better, but still, it's not really that walkable. And of course, Singapore is completely opposite. You can walk a lot. You can basically walk everywhere. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy Singapore so much. You don't walk normally during the middle of the day because it's very hot, but you can walk in the morning. You can walk after 4 p.m. till night. It's really, really good in Singapore. In Phuket, not really. You can walk at the beach, near the beach areas, but the rest, no, not really. I drove in Thailand numerous times. I rented a bike and drove, especially at the back roads, and it was quite enjoyable. But constantly driving a car every day also is a traffic. It's not that 100% enjoyable. Still, I liked it, and because I don't drive a car in Singapore, so I quite liked it. But I needed to learn a Thai way of driving. Always drive smoothly, and then you will be safe. So you don't do any fast, unpredictable moves, turns, so you don't overtake someone that way. You can do it, you do everything mostly, but smoothly, elegantly, then you'll be fine. Signals, surprisingly, many people use their signals, so I did that as well. Always check a left mirror when turning left. In Thailand, you know, they drive the same side of the road as in Singapore or in Britain. So when you turn left to the side road, always use the mirror, because you have a lot of motorbikers, or I would rather say scooter riders on your left. Never ever honk. Never. Within this almost a month that we spent in Phuket, I heard maybe 3 or 4 times someone honked. Sometimes you even want to honk because it's like, let's say it's traffic, or someone is not noticing the green light on a traffic light, but you don't do it. It's not polite to honk in Thailand. That's the cultural thing. And the last one, be patient at U-turns. You will do a lot of U-turns if you drive in Thailand. And the U-turns are not organized well, just need to wait, and when it's safe, just go. And now we are going to some very special villa of Billionaire, and I'm gonna discuss him our interview, which hopefully will take place very soon. I arrived for the interview with one Billionaire. I'm super excited about the interview. It's gonna be awesome. I think we're gonna talk for 3 hours. He has so many interesting things and learnings and experience to share. It's gonna be one of the best interviews on my channel. So I interviewed my first billionaire. So this guy, Moan, he's super humble, super nice guy, very well spoken, and he chose Phuket for life 12 years ago. So he moved here first, and then he was looking for land. Then he finally found this piece of land, bought it, and built his beautiful mansion. And for the last 12 years, he's in Phuket. For this shooting, I even hired a cameraman. Normally, I don't do it. I prefer to shoot everything myself. It's just easier for me logistically, much less budget, and the guests are also much more relaxed if they don't see this huge setup, cameras, lights, and stuff. But for this, I decided, okay, let's go for the cameraman. So I asked my friend living in Phuket, he's a professional camera guy, to help me with this shooting. Also because it would be like difficult to shoot this beautiful mansion if it's only me. Also my camera guy fly the drone, so it was quite cool. And also what I want to say is I love my job. I mean, how cool is that to find a super interesting person, like real billionaire who built all these projects. So this guy launched a Tommy Hilfiger brand back in the 70s with the designer, and so he was behind this launch, and he's like so experienced in life and in business. And my job, my YouTuber job, allows me to meet these people, and with some of them I become friends. Wow, how cool is that? Officially, that's the longest interview on my channel. So the footage is like 4 hours, and let's see what will be the final length, the final product. But it was amazing conversation. One of the best on my channel. Okay, we came to the beach. The problem now is it's low season, it's August, so you don't really swim now because of the waves. We'll try to do it. Oh, there are a lot of surfers actually, you see? Every weekend in Phuket we try to explore new places. The only problem, because it was low season, July, August, the beaches were not very swimmable. So there is only one beach with no waves, which is Ayo Yon beach. And so we went there. It was quite good, though not as good as when it's a high season, and almost all the beaches are just awesome, amazing. And Layan Beach, next to the condo that I bought in the north, Layan Beach is just magnificent, and there are no waves, and it's very enjoyable to swim. Still, you can have fun even with the waves, and that's what we did. The funny thing about Phuket, you have a lot of Russian food, because there are so many Russians there, like Russian speaking people, and we don't have almost no Russian food in Singapore. So there are a couple of places, but it's not like the restaurant, or you don't have the cafes, you don't have like sirniki or rough coffee, which is popular, let's say in Moscow. So you don't have it in Singapore, but insanely many places in Phuket have it. And some places actually run by Russians. And I see when it's the case, the service is very efficient, because Russian business, especially in the service industry, is pretty well organized, pretty modern, trendy. So actually, like some Russians who moved to Phuket, they brought this great business culture to Thailand. Another funny thing is Russian signs. So you have a lot of Russian signs all over Phuket, and even when you arrived to the airport, you have the signs at the Phuket airport, and you have Thai language, English, Chinese, and Russian. And even the announcements at the airport, they do in Russian. So my daughter was fascinated by that. I'm actually curious if I'll be missing my lifestyle
in Thailand after spending a month in Phuket, if I'm gonna be missing it when I'm back in Singapore. I actually miss Singapore, but I think when I'm in Singapore, I'll also be missing the lifestyle in Thailand. So I like both places. It's just very different, you know, the lifestyle in Phuket is super different. I have a number of friends living in Phuket, and our good friends that I know the guy for more than 10 years, since we both were the brand managers in Moscow in Procter & Gamble. His name is Artyom, and he's been living in Phuket for 2 years, and we saw each other quite a few times while staying in Phuket. And that's super cool because your social life really connected to your happiness. That's my strong belief, and that's why I love to be in Singapore, because our social circle in Singapore is great. We have many friends. That's also why I call Singapore my home. Okay, 6 o'clock. We are ready to go. Commute back to Singapore was quite easy, so we left our house in Thailand at 7 a.m. Thailand time, which is 8 a.m. Singapore time, and we came home in Singapore before 2 p.m. So that's great. And the flight itself is less than 2 hours from Singapore to Phuket. It's great to be home. Lisa's school starts tomorrow, and we are super happy to be back. We enjoyed our time in Phuket and Thailand so much, but at the same time, it's just a great feeling to be back home, which is Singapore for me. So I'm staying. And if you guys like vlogs like this one, let me know in the comments below, and I'll shoot some vlogs for you from Singapore, from India, maybe Malaysia, the Philippines, but only if you like this one. Kapung kap. See you next time.